Now, imagine if, I don't want to call it a disciplinary action, right? But if WWE implemented a program in which every time a wrestler makes a mistake in the ring that causes for themselves or for another wrestler to get injured, they have to listen to Brie Bella's entrance music for 10 hours straight. I guarantee you, everybody will literally wrestle to not make any mistakes, and if an accident happened, it was 1000% an accident, because who the hell would want to go through that?
Welcome to the demon level, body slam you through the rubble. Hosted by your demon diva, Queen of Sass, Stylisa.
Hey wrestling lovers, bienvenidos. Welcome to a brand new episode of The Demon Level. I am your host, Isa, aka The Demon Diva. Stop what you're doing right now and go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at WWE Demon Diva. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell to get all of the latest uploads. I'm trying to come up with a little bit of more content. And also, if you haven't heard the news, today, the first episode of Rant featuring your girl in the main show drops. So make sure that you subscribe to Rant to get all of the weekly shows where I am talking wrestling on a weekly basis below. So just make sure you guys go subscribe, check it out, and send me some feedback. Let me know what you think of the first episode. I will say I love working with Phil, I love working with Ann, I love talking wrestling with two of my friends. It just feels like we're just sitting down, hanging out, talking wrestling. So we keep wrestling real. It's a lot of fun. So make sure that you go check it out. The reason for this episode is because there was a lot of controversy this week surrounding what happened in the ring with Brie Bella and Liv Morgan. And personally, I used it as an opportunity to make a movie reference to one of my favorite movies of all time. A creative tweet. I was proud of that one. But that's all I mentioned about it. And I did discuss a little bit more about the issue on this week's Rant with It. I think there's so much that the Bellas are going. I'm not a Bella fan. You know that as a fact. I have a lot of respect for everything that they do. I mean, these girls have a successful YouTube channel. They have a successful clothing line. They have a wine company. They're on 2 reality shows, and now they're wrestling full time. So you gotta give them props for that. At the same time, are you taking on way too much to where you don't have the time to develop the skills that you need? That is the question that needs to be asked. The more than it bothered me, because I feel like there's no way to tackle this, and I don't know that we can all come in agreement on what happens, what's right, what's wrong, what should be done about it, because there's just so many aspects and ways to look at this. If you log into the timeline, it's almost like a war between, you have the casual fans, right? The ones that just happen to see them trending and see in the moment. You have your Liv Morgan fans, you have your Brie Bella fans, you also have the Bella haters, period. You also have people, journalists, wrestling journalists, the people that are paid to talk about this, and you also have people that are in the ring, because a lot of times you try to make a comment and people say, well, you never taken that bump. You know, you try to make a comment and somebody says, well, you're never been in that situation, or, you know, Liv Morgan took the move wrong. Brie Bella delivered the move wrong. Which one is it? I don't know. I personally, all I can say is that I hope that Liv Morgan has a speedy recovery. It is obvious that nobody gets in the ring to intentionally, purposely hurt their opponents. It was a little recklessly in the way that it was handled after it happened. The whole thing just was a little messy for me, but of course, when something happens in wrestling, we tend to just go on Twitter and just vent about it, right? And like I said, there was a lot of opinions. So what I wanted to do was put a video in which I asked the same questions to all of the people that you could see their feedback on social media. Different kinds of people, the same questions. Your opinion on what you saw, how it was handled, and whose fault it was in your opinion. Just a little bit recap. And the 5 people that I asked was a casual fan, a wrestling analyst, a Brie Bella fan, an actual wrestler, and a Liv Morgan fan. And I just want to compilate these opinions in a video for you so you can see it from all aspects before you go and angry tweet and add a Brie Bella. Just see how everybody's seeing it and understand why no matter what your opinion is on this, there's just not going to be a right or wrong. I mean, that's just what it is. I saw the spot and I thought it was scary. I had to rewind it, or I had to see it a couple of times. If you haven't seen the spot, I will try to put a gift or a quick video here.
Brie, while you're out walking the red carpet this weekend, we're on.
Let's let the professionals do their job. The professional Brie Bella fan, the professional Liv Morgan fan, the professional wrestling analyst and journalist, the professional wrestler, and the professional casual fan.
What's going on, guys? This is the undeniable Nick Cutler, Wrestling for Warriors champion, Tiger Fitness MTS Nutrition affiliate, also the RCW heavyweight champion, personal trainer at Universal Fitness in Crown Point, Indiana, hashtag FitDad, coming to you at the request of my homegirl, the Diva Incarnate, that is at WWE Demon Diva on Twitter, with my opinion on a recent transaction that took place on Monday Night Raw, and an exchange between Liv Morgan and Brie Bella. Why did she ask my opinion? Well, because unlike a lot of the people that are commenting on this matter, I actually have experience in the professional wrestling business. I debuted on September 15th of 2007. Since then, I have worked for WWE, Global Force Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, and almost every other major promotion in the United States. I've traveled from the East Coast to the West Coast, down south, up north. I've wrestled in front of as few people as 5, and I've wrestled in front of as many as 15,000, including a match on Monday Night Raw. I have an idea of what the professional wrestling industry is all about, unlike a lot of the people that are commenting on this matter. Now, for those of you that need caught up, a couple of kicks got away from Brie Bella while she was doing the yes kicks on Monday Night Raw, and she caught Liv Morgan square in the face a couple of times, knocking her out and potentially giving her a concussion, although nothing has really been released as of this time, at least nothing that I have noticed. Since then, a lynch mob mentality has come across social media where people are calling for Brie Bella to be released. They're condemning her. They're saying that she doesn't deserve to be where she's at. They're saying that if it wasn't for the reality show, that her and her sister wouldn't even be there, and that neither one of them deserve to be in WWE because they are quote-unquote divas. I've never heard a bigger load of horse shit in my entire life. Yes, they do have a reality show. Do you know why they have a reality show? Because people continue to watch it. Yes, they do deserve to be in WWE. Why? Because people buy their merchandise, because they pay to see them, because they are in demand. Not to mention that both Nikki and Brie have come leaps and bounds from where they were when they first started with the company. They are working just as hard as every other female on that roster. Because they don't fit the mold of what a female worker should be for you does not mean that they don't deserve to be where they are at right now. If they didn't deserve to be there, they wouldn't be there. Plain and simple. There is no need for the attack on Brie Bella, because trust me when I say she feels bad enough as it is without everybody jumping on her back. If you've never been in the ring, if you've never been behind the curtain, if you've never been in the wrestling business, then you really have no business commenting on this matter. When you buy a ticket, you're paying for the chance to be entertained. You're not buying your way into the business, and you're not buying your way into having a voice. A voice on the product, yes. A voice on who your favorites are, yes. But for you to think that you can call for someone's resignation, for you to think that you know better than anybody who's done it for any amount of time in their entire life is just silly. A professional wrestling fan has one job, and that is to let us entertain you. Please just let us do that. Because if you stop trying to know everything and to have an opinion on everything, you might find that you enjoy professional wrestling a lot more than you do right now. What happened with Brie Bella and Liv Morgan was an accident. That's all it is. Seth Rollins broke John Cena's nose, broke Finn Balor's shoulder, and ended Sting's in-ring career. No one was calling for him to be fired from the company. Why? Because it was Seth Rollins. He's everybody's favorite. But because Brie Bella, who has her own reality show, who people deem unworthy of a position with the company, makes a mistake, let's burn her at the stake. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let us entertain you. Enjoy what you enjoy. Don't watch what you don't enjoy. And stop trying to take the business so seriously, and stop trying to pretend as if you are a part of it. Because you're not. Be a fan, and you'll enjoy it a lot more. Follow me on social media at Cutler Coalition on Twitter, Cutler Coalition 88 on Instagram. Get all of your supplementation needs at my personal affiliate link for TigerFitness.com, located in the bio of all of my social media platforms. If you are in need of personal training, either in person or online, reach out to me via direct message on any one of my social media platforms. This is the undeniable Nick Cutler, Wrestling for Warriors champion, Tiger Fitness MTS Nutrition affiliate, RCW heavyweight champion, #FitDad. Y'all stay Cutler strong.
Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful.com here, was asked to give my thoughts on the Liv Morgan Brie Bella situation, how it unfolded, and what resulted. There's been a lot of talk of how Liv Morgan took the kicks, how Brie Bella delivered the kicks. In my experience, Liv Morgan did nothing wrong. There was a lot of mistiming on this situation, none of which Liv was at fault for. Had some people saying that maybe she didn't feed into the kicks. It's hard to feed for a kick when you're eating a shin. It's just not plausible. That being said, when women throw those kicks, there's, for lack of a better term, less surface area there. However, when you're throwing those kicks, you want to go toes out, shin across, or shin down. You never want to throw your shin upwards at an opponent, and that's what Brie Bella did. Not only did she do that, she did it a couple of times. Quite frankly, Liv Morgan could have had her chin tucked to her clavicle, and there still would have been room to kick. There's been a lot of talk of Liv Morgan's experience. Well, she's had over 300 matches in the past couple of years, most of which since Brie Bella retired. Brie Bella's very rusty. Had this been the first incident with Brie Bella, even since her return, I feel like there still would have been hate because there are some irrational people, but it would have been much more subdued. There wouldn't have been nearly as much. This was a crescendo. There was Miz getting split open, which he's a guy, and maybe he said to come in there and hit him hard. Who knows? There was the suicide dive situations. Those were rough. Then there was the situation that immediately followed it with Ruby Riott in the forearm. So this was a crescendo. This was a rough situation. I don't see Liv at fault at all. I see Brie Bella at fault. But the thing is, accidents do happen. The unfortunate reality, though, is that accidents have been happening with this one person repeatedly over a very short amount of time. Does that mean that she can't work the ring rust off? I don't know. Saw a lot of hate towards the Bellas in particular. I don't see anything wrong with Nikki's work and haven't since she's returned. As far as how it was handled, I actually didn't notice the situation had really escalated to the point it had until Liv was supposed to run Brie into the corner. That didn't work out. And then the ref also noticed. The ref tried to get Liv Morgan out of the ring. And Sarah Logan actually kept her at ringside, and they were under the impression that Liv was going to remain there. Liv, however, had a concussion, as we know now. It's hard to reason with a person with a concussion. And the ref, even though he was told to get her down, get her out of the ring, and he tried, Liv Morgan rushed to the ring, got involved in the suplex spot, and had to be physically restrained by Sarah Logan and by Ruby Riott until Dr. Chris Amon was at ringside. And had a lot of people also saying, why weren't the doctors there sooner? It's Chris Amon. It's not Ricky Henderson. He's not running like a 4.240 or anything. He got there as quickly as he could, and they held her there. Also, there was the weird commentary saying that Liv Morgan was backstage. She was not backstage. She was very clearly at ringside being tended to. Ultimately, this type of thing happens in wrestling, but this was a mistake waiting to happen. There were so many factors that really weren't Liv Morgan's fault that led to her getting a concussion, and that's what I think is really the worst of this situation. You're going to have the people that say, it ain't ballet. It ain't this. It ain't that. If it were ballet and one of the performers had messed up 4 or 5 times in a month, they'd be off the ballet show. You risk the integrity of your own program by putting somebody on there who isn't as good. In the women's division, you have a lot more of a gap between the worst and the best in that division, or even the worst and passable. And what happens is you have people of all these experience levels, which is to an extreme degree in this division because it's in a transition phase still. And when you put them in there and you mix the good with the bad and you do that over 10 minutes instead of the 2 or 3 that they used to get, there's a lot of exposing that happens. And I think that's what happened this week.
What's up, everybody? So this is MJ. I was asked to do a video as a Brie Bella fan on my view on what happened with Brie and Liv. If anybody that watches wrestling, they saw what happened on Monday night. If you didn't see, you read it on Twitter because people were just awful. So I just want to say, as a Brie Bella fan, watching it, you know, it sucked. I haven't been a Brie Bella fan because of her wrestling skills. I kind of, you know, became a fan of hers by watching Total Divas. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I stopped watching wrestling for a while. Total Divas is a great show to kind of get that out there to the other potential fans of wrestling. So watching that kind of sucked because I knew instantly that everybody was just gonna crucify Brie because people have been dragging her since she got back. People have always hated the Bellas. People don't want her in WWE, so this was just an excuse for them to continue their hate. I don't think it was her fault. I don't think it was Liv's fault. I think that it was an accident, you know. Yes, maybe she could have been more careful. Yes, there's a lot of factors that you could say, you know, especially if you don't really know wrestling, and think you're some expert because you're a fan. So, you know, we don't know. We weren't in the ring. We don't know, you know, all the factors that go into it. But it's just, I feel really bad for Brie, and I hope that this isn't something that just brings her down. You know, as a person, I wouldn't want to see anyone feeling down because of an accident. We've been watching wrestling for a while. A lot of you fans have been watching wrestling since you were kids. I've been watching it since I was a kid, stopped for a few years, and have been watching for a few more. So, you know, we know that accidents happen. We know that other superstars have accidentally hit other superstars and injured them. You know, other superstars have had their careers ended because of accidents. You know, this happens. This is in the business. This is a business that is easy and, you know, has no dangers to it. Like, we all know that. So the fact that other superstars are getting this past that accidents happen when other injuries happen, but then Brie's not, you know, I just think it's unfair. It sucks as a fan to see people trashing her as much as they are. So I think people just need to give her a break and accept the fact that accidents happen. And, you know, she's not the best in the ring. She never claimed to be the best in the ring. You know, she can still do her job. So guys, please just give her a break. Brie, if you ever see this, I'm sorry that this happened to you. Liv, I'm sorry this happened to you. I hope that both of you, you know, can move on from this and just know that this was just an accident and accidents happen. So give her a break, guys. But Brie's not as bad as you said.
What's up, wrestling fans? My name is Jay Leto of PWPNation.com, and I'm here to give you my take on the controversial kick to the face, actually 2 kicks to the face, from Brie Bella to Liv Morgan this past Monday night on Raw. And I want to thank the Demon Diva for allowing me to give my opinion in this video. Guys, listen, I'm a Liv Morgan fan. I'm going to tell you guys this from my perspective. Whenever there is a situation like this in the wrestling business, it's usually not intentional. And this wasn't intentional either, obviously. However, is there anybody at fault? If you have to give blame to someone for this kick, and if you guys didn't see it, you must watch it. Brie Bella kicked Liv Morgan in the head, knocked her out briefly, kicked her in the head actually twice, which is, you know, unbelievable. Now, listen, Brie has been a little reckless over the past few weeks. And most of that damage would have been done to herself, like the suicide dive and all that nasty stuff. However, when you're working against somebody else, you gotta be super careful, especially with kicks like this. And in no way, shape, or form was this Liv Morgan's fault. In no way, shape, or form. She was selling her ass off for these yes kicks. Brie Bella was pointing at the corner repeatedly not paying attention. So listen, the fault is on Brie. When I tweeted initially, and I got over 100 likes on this tweet, I tweeted immediately, Brie Bella, please retire, thanks, okay? I don't feel the same way now. I didn't feel the same way 15 minutes after I tweeted that. I felt that WWE needs to make an example out of her in some way, shape, or form. That's why I'm proposing this idea, as I did on Twitter, at JLetto, by the way. They need to do Brie Bella versus the Riot Squad 3-on-1 as soon as Liv is back and ready to go. Now, she does have a concussion, okay? I don't know if she's going to be cleared this Monday night on Raw. Don't know what the protocol is, how bad the concussion is, anything along those lines. However, it sucks when you're this bright, shining star, Liv Morgan, beautiful, gorgeous, you know, sky's the limit, potential for days, and you receive your first concussion due to some nonsense like this. I mean, it was totally uncalled for, wasn't on purpose, but at the end of the day, if you have to hold somebody accountable, you have to hold Brie Bella accountable and hold her up to the same standards that you do the rest of your superstars. Just because she's a total diva star, total Bella star, Bryan Danielson's wife, doesn't mean that she should be treated any different in this situation. Look at a guy like Enzo. Enzo had heat, and what did they do? They had, who beat the shit up? They had Braun Strowman kick his ass. They had the entire cruiserweight division just beat the bejesus out of him one night on Raw. I mean, listen, make an example out of Brie Bella. Let your locker room know that if you're going to be careless like this, if you're not going to be super careful, especially when these kicks are super dangerous, sorry about the lighting, when these kicks are super dangerous, not once but twice, gotta make an example in some way, shape, or form, guys. I'm Jay Leto. Thank you so much for listening to my rant and my first video talk about this, and I will talk to you later. Peace.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Dave, aka D-Lo, on Twitter, at RealDiculous. So I'm here just to talk a little bit about the Brie Bella incident in the ring and her kicking the hell out of Liv Morgan. So I'm your casual viewer, you know, I kind of get into wrestling, you know, I'll watch like main events here and there. So one night, you know, and also I'll watch it with the Demon Diva, and you know, but I really don't get into like the specifics of wrestling. So I'm just looking at this match that happened. I just happened to be watching it, and when the kick happened, I'll tell you the truth, I didn't even know what was happening at the time. I didn't even know that like she hit her at first until, I'm talking about Brie Bella. I didn't even know that she kicked her that hard, Liv Morgan, until I saw her trying to lift her leg for the pin, and her leg wouldn't even go up. I was like, oh my God, something's really wrong. And then when she picked her up, like at first she got up and then she like just fell into her arms, and Brie is grabbing her, dragging her across the ring. The whole thing like looked so like bad. And I honestly thought at that time, like why didn't they just stop the match? I thought that the referee should have gotten involved. Brie at first should have done something. Instead of just trying to drag her across a ring, like you're probably doing more damage to her by moving her if she's had some kind of head injury or something. So I really thought that there was something weird that happened, and I knew that it was bad, and I figured she at least had a concussion, and it was pretty uncomfortable to watch. So yeah, I would definitely say that Brie Bella, I don't know, you know, I know she has that TV show, Total Divas, I think it is, going on, and all this other stuff with her husband back in the ring and stuff. I don't know if it's that, but I don't know if she should be in the ring right now. Like, just looking at it from a casual point of view, it seems like there's so many mistakes being made on her end, you know? And, you know, it's a dangerous sport, you know? People could be hurt if you just make the smallest error. So I don't know what the problem is, if she needs more training or something, but I don't know if she should still be in the ring. So that's my perspective on it. I hope you guys agreed. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Everybody's going to see it differently. It gives me a whole different perspective listening to it from everybody's point of view. And I hope that this video helped you out, understanding that everybody doesn't have to feel the same way that you felt about it, because we can agree to disagree. special shout out to Sapp from Fightful Online for providing his professional commentary. You guys can check him out. All of the social media for all the people that participated is linked below. But Fightful is literally where I go to get my news, all of my updates, and I can watch my MMA updates there too. So they have everything that I need in one site. It's beautiful. I love their podcast, their review podcast after Raw, after SmackDown. I don't miss them. So make sure you go check them out and show them some love. Thank my friend Nick Cutler from Twitter, the professional wrestler, the guy that's been there, that knows how to handle what do we need to do in that particular moment. Also, love him because he's a fellow beastie lover. So that's how we refer to each other, because we have mutual appreciation for the beast. So when I knew I needed to talk to somebody that has in-ring experience, I had to reach out to my friend who's a wrestler who also happens to love the GOAT, the beast, the best, Brock Lesnar. So thank you very much, Nick. Check him out on social media and show him some love as well. Thanks to Jay Aleto. It was very hard for me because I know a couple, but you know, all of a sudden everybody... Listen, I'm about to throw a little bit of shade, but all of a sudden everybody was Liv Morgan's fan, so I had to go back into the recall before this spot happens. The people that I know I follow that are huge Liv Morgan fans, and I know that Jay has always tweeted positively about Liv Morgan. It's a very, very awesome website, PWP Nation, so make sure that you guys check them out, follow them on Twitter, check out their website. Working a lot of effort into this website, and you can tell. So guys, make sure that you check out PWP Nation. They're awesome. And check out my friend Jay Aleto. Thank you for your contribution. I also want to give a special shout out to MJ because she came in to defend her girl Brie Bella. MJ, much respect to you this week, because I know as a Bella fan you probably had it with the comments that you've probably been hearing all week long. So make sure that you guys go show her some love. Her social media is in the link below. Better to give us the casual commentary than my own Dilo, who I forced to watch wrestling with me. But that sounds so horrible, but I do. Sometimes I kind of force him. But he's not into it the way that I am. So it was actually I was very curious to hear what he thought about it. Did you catch it? Did you see what happened? You know, he asked me, he's like, you know, like we were talking about it. So I had to get his input on this. So guys, make sure you subscribe to his channel, go follow him on Twitter and show him some love. He's already made quite a couple of appearances in this channel. You know, all that I can say about this is that it was a little bit of a freak accident. Accidents do happen to the best. Happened to Seth Rollins. They have happened to AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Samoa Joe. Fuck, I remember when I thought I watched Cesaro die. So, I gave a lot of my opinion on Rant with them, so make sure you check out the podcast. But I said it. I think that I'm not a Bella fan. I commend them because they are so successful YouTube channel. They have a wine company. They have their clothing company. They have 2 reality shows. But at the same time, it's like, are you taking on too much to be doing what you're doing? You know, are you really putting the time and effort that it takes to get back in the ring? You're not 20 years old and you were gone for a while, so maybe you need to step back from something to put the time that it takes to develop the craft again. Because yeah, if you learn it, you're not gonna forget it, but it takes practice. In ring shape, I heard from many different people, is completely different. And I hate to say it, I haven't even had a baby, but I had to stop doing CrossFit. Okay, and CrossFit does not compare to wrestling, but I personally had to stop doing CrossFit. And when I try to start working out again, now that the doctors told me that I was good to go again, I felt like a lazy bum. And let me tell you something, guys. I walk 5 to 7 miles every day. I go up and down steps. I'm not a non-active person, and just the thought of stepping into the ring, wow. Just the thought of stepping into the gym again petrifies me because I am so out of shape. And I used to do my CrossFit 3-4 times a week. So that's what I mean. When you're not doing this on an everyday basis, it's hard. So as successful as they are, maybe you do need to take some time to practice a little bit more, only because I understand that the Liv Morgan thing was an accident, but recently she almost hurt herself pretty bad. So, you know, that's my opinion on the whole thing. I don't think that she deserves all the hate that she's getting, and I love the tweet that she sent out after. So that's all I say about it. Also, my movie reference tweet, come on. Guys, I promise I will be bringing a little bit more content of me sitting down talking wrestling. I know some people have inquired about it. I do have the Q&A video that I promised a couple of weeks ago. I'm still in the process of editing. I started editing it to release it last weekend, and my computer decided to completely stop doing everything that it was doing, and it didn't edit it at all. The project was lost, and any content creator understands the frustration of that, so I didn't want to deal with it anymore. But luckily, I still have the file, so I'm going to try to put it together and maybe have it out for next weekend. For Q&A videos, make sure that you guys are following me on Instagram, because that's what I submit for the questions. Also, like I mentioned earlier, Rant with Ant, I am a part of the show now, so make sure that you subscribe and check it out. All of the links to the amazing people in this video and all the links on where you can find me on social media are in the description below. You guys, that is all I have for this week's episode, random episode of the Demon Level. And until next time, adios. Mwah. What the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck?
Welcome to the demon level, body slam you through the rubble. Hosted by your demon diva, queen of sass, stylisa. Champions and main events, hot and cold and all your questions right here, so tune right in. 1, 2, 3, we got you pinned. Roman Reigns is angry, now Issa got some ladywood. She would love a spanking, yeah, I bet that feel real good. John Cena sucks, yeah, I told you so. Who will be this week's biggest douchebag? Soon you'll know. The Fans Podcast Network, we always putting in that work. We love that Raw's time to ride. Beastie does no wrong in her eyes, so volume up, don't miss a beat. The latest WWE SmackDown, you be smacking down, and Issa, she don't miss a thing. Pile driver, body slam, power bomb you on your head. The demon level is next level. Do you smell the rock or do you smell trouble? So now it's about time to begin, and now it's time for the rhyme to end. It's time for the hostess with the most. It's the demon level's hotter than the kettle, yo.